Hey guys, Jake here. We are not at Pear Tree Ranch. We're in California and we're working with Major. And Major gets kind of boogery and snorty with stuff from down low, tarps and different things, and has I've been told, a decent reaction there. So what we're going to do is break down how could I, instead of just, well, let's get the tarp and work on the tarp, how could I do even more prep steps for that and try to set him up to be more prepared and have a better deal when we do get to the tarp. Now, you can see here with the nose that we're kind of being fussy. And so even when I squeeze that nose, like he tucks his chin, but see, he's trying to escape, not soften and melt. There, it changed. You can tell it changed because the neck started to relax and the lick and chew was right after. So we're a little bit crowdy right now. We just came out. We're right by the road, lots of traffic going by. And see, we have this nose spot. So I'm going to get a hold of that nose until it, well, you can put your head up there, but you might run into that. Yeah, weird. Okay, so it's the mind. When we have a nose problem, we have a mind problem. Careful, throw your head, you might bump it on the ceiling. There. Careful, and throw your head, you might bump it on the ceiling. I need to get a hold of it, squeeze it, and have him thinking back and up. There. See, now I go to do it, and he's like, I'm going to melt. I'm going to melt. There. Okay, so I'd start with the mind. Then I'd start with the flag. And with ones like this, and I'm going to purposely kind of see if I can't make a bit of reaction from under here, we can find that. Oh, good. That's not bad. If you're not careful, you go to do this side to side, and they're going to strike and look sideways. And I mean, you won't like if you accidentally find that spot. Okay, I like that. There, and this horse there knows some things. Okay, so Allie, one of our good students, knows all this bare minimum stuff. Okay, so we have things working. Okay, so I'd want to check that this, I purposely picked this big sloppy flag, that doesn't cause anything from up here. I'd start with this. Then I would go down here. Then I would bring it up higher, and you get in the under the chin, in the throat latch, and then here in the chest. There's kind of three spots of the neck. So under the chin is one spot, and then there's three spots here, here, and here that you'll find boogery spots. Okay? But that's kind of working. So I'm not going to spend long there because it's not really going to do me anything. Now I'm going to switch to a little shushy stick. I'm going to pick a 7-footer. And this has the plastic on the end. You guys might have got a free show in the background. That motorcycle guy's shirt was blowing up. Woohoo, baby! See how that's different intensity and sound than the big sloppy flag. There. I just needed to maintain it. Notice I'm already on the 22 to be ready for that, so I could retreat, give him space. And again, I purposely overdid it a little bit to show the startle bit. Okay? You don't have to start there. You could just la, 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 la. There, see how that was easier? Now, it worked a little easier because I did the bother and it feels easier. But if you can just start quiet and build up, that's where I'd like you to be. There's. So now we've taught him up here, head down. See how the different sounding flag is causing a little different reaction. It's tinnier, it's higher pitched than the softer fabric flags. So I'd like this to cause head down, but I could have this as well. There. 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 1, 2, 3. Don't make me shush your noggin. 1, 2, 3. Don't make me shush your noggin. Now, notice that you guys have a good shot at that side where that's kind of right in line with his nose. So you need to be able to do it further back here and have that not bother him. Good. And it's not really bothering. He's distracted by the thing, so I could cause this to start to mean something and teach backup from there. Okay. Now, I like backup taught first from here because you're getting the mind to go backwards first, the nose. Okay. But there is something helpful about having them understand pressure on the chest. That's just not where I would start. There, now the more I tap, the more backwards I got. And it's a little easier for them on the side like that. There. Now I didn't have to tap them at all. Okay? So, check, check, check. We found a little more bother with this, and we kind of played till it made a change, and it's like, okay, move on. I don't need to stay and bang on that. I got to change.
Sorry to interrupt your video, but really quick, we want to make sure that you know all the juicy content, step-by-step, how-to training guides, that's over on Patreon. So if you want, there's a 4-part trailer loading video series, that's on Patreon. You want the 7-part lead chain series, that's on Patreon. So get over there, get signed up, join us there, and let's get back to this video.
Now, a tarp. There, right away, we got, whoa, what the heck is that? Now, lots of ways to do the tarp. I could fold this up into really little blips and make it really easy. I could put it on the fence for him. Kick a little dirt on that to help hold it down in the breeze. Because this tarp is so small, and because of my confidence in my ability and not feeling like this is all that bad, I'm quite happy to do it right here where you guys can see it and not out in the open, okay? But it's important to acknowledge, like, that's a thought out choice versus folding it smaller, putting it on the, there's ways I could break this down baby steps, okay? So it's widest this way, so I would put it fence there, me stand here, fold it in thirds probably, get him to go across it, and then fold it out, go across it, fold it out, okay? You can see it flutter, and with it down low, that from down there, creating some worry. Not bad. We have a lot more curiosity than we do worry, but you can see the little bit. So the sound, there, see the movement, sight, sound, and feel. 3 things that'll bother a horse. Sight, sound, and feel. So the sight of it is causing bother. The sound of it, when the dirt hit it, caused bother. And the feel of that caused bother, okay, when he touched it. You saw me give a quick little bump. So when he jumped over, he ran into his face, but then let the rope slide because all yielding went out the window because we did fear response. Okay. And then get a hold of it again. Again, while I'm on a 22-foot rope. So I wouldn't be over there if I were you. I wouldn't be pulling on my rope if I were you. As long as you're working at it, fine. And now, see how he's starting to come to me? I'm going to be ready to go. Get off me. Because see, that last time he almost jumped and was ready to almost jump kick real close to me. Okay? So again, when we have bother, all the yielding goes out the window quickly here. Okay? I'm not, hands open when he's ready to do retreat. There's retreat. Now I can say, try again. At least a step. Now I'm going to say, hey, not over here by me. Yeah, well, I wouldn't have been pulling on that rope. He thinks pulling is an option. He thinks he can not go over the tarp. He cannot go over the tarp, but there's going to be pressure there. No is an option. That's fine, but it just is going to be a crappy one. Not me sit here and go, oh, I hear you. I validate you. No is fine. It's just your world. I'm living in it. I'm sorry. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. That is not effective horse training in my experience. And I can say that because I've fixed the nastiest of the nasty. So they're allowed to say no, but when they say no and brace up, it just needs to be uncomfortable. It needs to suck. It needs to not really work and get them comfort. Versus, sir, yes, sir, is a good answer. Now, I'm not going to ask a horse to do something that is a bad deal for them. This isn't a bad deal for him. He thinks this is a bad deal for him. Okay. Now, if I mean, it would not be fair to ask him to saw his own leg off and have him thank me for it. Unless I guess he goes like rattlesnake bit or something, zombie bit him. Saw his leg off, save the horse. Okay? I'm not going to ask bad deals of him for him. There. And he's more ready each time to listen on the other side. Once I get where he had to go over it first, and I just tried to catch him as soft as I could. Now, every time he goes, the boundary gets tighter and tighter, which just keeps redirecting him back to the tarp, because the tarp is actually comfort. He goes, comfort, discomfort, comfort. I need it to be discomfort, comfort, discomfort. What will be caused by that is he'll start trying to stay in the middle. See, I got ready to do the stick, and he's like, just kidding. I don't want to run into that discomfort. It's actually more comfortable in the middle on the tarp that I thought was scary. There. And again, there's a little fear element here, so I'm not trying to hard stop him. I really want him to choose it. So if you make this boundary too tight too soon, you will scare them worse. Okay, but see, he's not getting worse, he's getting better. That's how I know I'm doing all right. See, and because he went soft there, I went soft with my redirect back on the tarp. Now, I can start to add, because it's starting to be almost his idea, I'll add a little bit of backwards. So we're going and woeing on the tarp. See, the sounds bothered him. Sight, sound, feel. There, see, he offered and the stick stayed behind him that time. And it just got to come in neutral and rub on him. He's kind of creeping because he's really still kind of thinking maybe not. Look, I'll take that. He's got his belly over it and his hind foot on. And now I'm going to invite him softly with tap, tap on his butt to come off. So now, even rubbing before in between caused worry. Not sideways towards me. Move away. Not to and through me. There. There. Not to me. Okay? So that's how I would start to progress that. There, see, even rubbing him on the butt hasn't meant walk off. There, and I'll open this and invite. Okay? So getting them where they can go over the tarp and choose to stand on it versus me just tell him. Now, can I work on that sight, sound, and feel a bit more? The sight of it, the sound of it. Now's where I would wad it up. So when I do feel of it, it's close and little. I'm not going to chase him with it. I'm going to say forward and to me. Forward and to me. You come get the tarp, not me chase you with it. Nose, good. I'm not chasing you with it. You come get it. Take it away from him. I'm rubbing it down on his nose. Down. He has some curiosity and he's putting his nose on it, but he's also kind of trying to block me of getting it any further by putting his nose on it. There, see? There it changed and he kind of starts putting his head down. And if he puts his head down, like see how he rubbed it down his face? My arm is still. There, he rubbed it down his face and onto his neck. Now, I used the lead rope to help encourage that, but my hand hasn't pushed it past that point. He just moved his head down and moved himself into position. There. Oh, I'm not chasing you with it. You come to me and put it on yourself. You come to me and put it on yourself. You come to me and put it on yourself. No, 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 we're not acting like that. Comfort in the middle. There. So that's fine. You got worried about the rope around your leg. That's not giving you relief. You're not finding relief till you act like a partner, not trying to escape all this. So now, sound and feel. I rubbed it quiet, now I'm rubbing it loud. Crinkle, crinkle, crinkle. Ah, weird. How beneficial is that? Learn to put your head down under duress. Take it away, bring it with a little more life. Take it away, bring it with a little more life. Let it be a little bit bigger, a little more life, a little more life, and a little bigger. Okay. Sight, sound, and feel. We did left side. Right side. What movie is that from? Left side, right side, left side, right side. Anybody? Remember the Titans. Remember the Titans. Come on, bird deer. Classic. That's a classic. One of my mom's favorite movies. Notice how I just brought my elbow in there to block, be ready to block, protect myself. You know, fling his head and do. You know, run into an elbow bonk, bounce off of me. Notice my right hand is keeping a feel. It's not pull away. Rub yourself into it. There. Okay? All right. So now at a standstill, nose, neck, shoulder at least. Okay? Ribs and hip. Awesome. Not the first time this horse has done this, correct? Right? Lots of times, Allie's saying. Yeah, just have to start over every time. And so for me, that just means, well, we've not gone deep enough, far enough, long enough. And I wouldn't try to do that all in one go. All right. So now that I can get it on him, where's that blue string, right, Brad? You handed it to me? There it is. What I would do is have him wear it in motion. Now, story time while I put my shushy stick away. Marie, who's sitting right here, we just filmed a session, Liberty session with her horse. I learned years back, helping her with her horse in the Tarp, that what I would do is go through this whole little dragging sequence, get them to follow it, get them to lead up next to it, okay? And there's a whole, we're going to just do it. Got a whole series about dragging on Patreon, hashtag shameless plug. I think it's like a 3-part series for the Handy Horse, Handy Human overarching series. So I would be on a long rope like this, be by the fence, drag this, and have him follow it till he can put his nose on it. Okay? You know, we run into that yielding issue, and notice how he's going that way. The rope is over here. Left side. No. Over here. There. So that this squeeze on the fence, he learns how to handle that squeeze and to do something positive with it. Gain some confidence. Okay? So if I can have him follow it, we don't quite have curiosity yet. There, I like that. I'll let this string get a little longer, and can he let it drag and be next to his shoulder? Okay? And I'm going to go quick here because I don't want to put my time on this. And then can he let it drag behind him? And see, he's really ready to just escape. Okay? We went through that process with Marie's horse, and then we had a long 22-foot rope, and we put it behind the horn. I'll bring him close enough so you guys can see this a little easier. Oh, I'm not chasing you. You come up here to it. I'm not chasing you. You come up here to it. Okay, we got where we could go like this. Take this rope, put it behind the horn, and then let them drag it, okay? And you get all of that stuff, okay? Where they just run, I know, Okay, and it can create all that worry. And you can let it drag from further away and then pull it up and play approach and retreat with it. Okay, so we did that, and good job. Put the video on Facebook, and some knucklehead comments on there. Where's the retreat? Oh, poor horsey, poor baby. Okay, uneducated people, or overly educated on the wrong idea. And the answer was, we had already played approach and retreat. The horse needed to live with it long enough to actually make a positive behavioral change and then take it away. Not take it away when he acts scared. Okay? So see there, like it got hung and he went to move. Well, I just let it stay there. And I was going to let it fall off because no big deal. I'm going to hook it on here. We showed this in our Remy series. We showed how I screwed it up on the Remy series. Just going to do a few half hitches. And I'm going to get out of the way. And now, just like this saddle, this horse broke to, again, that's a phrase we don't want to really say broke. He got trained to accept the saddle. Well, he's going to accept this tarp by wearing it. And Ray Hunt used to say, if they weren't born with a tail and you tied it on one, they'd buck. And they'd run and they'd act like this. So see, he's learned stand still, which is good. That's what I want. Stand still first. But now I need acceptance in motion. It might start with resistance or fear. And then eventually tolerance. That's kind of where he's at right now. He's got a little bit of fear, but he's kind of tolerating it. I want true acceptance and turning loose to, well, I guess I'm just a tarp horse now. Notice I'm going behind and out of the way to open up room for him to have lots of room to go. And I'm not forcing the forward. I always want them to know they can come back and stop it. There, see? That helps them learn they're in control. So if they get scared, when in doubt, they'll stop. When in doubt, they'll stop. There. Okay, and forward first so it stays behind them. Forward is easier for them, and it's kind of their nature. So we got this is working. Walk trot. So we have canter in the front. We have oops in the back. There's canter, front and back. Easy peasy. Take the gas off, horse stops. Good. It's like Allie watched my videos. So the retreat is there. The horse is in charge of the retreat. It's not my job to save him when he's freaking out in retreat. They need to learn to act right to get the retreat. Okay, we'll do the other side. There, see how that right front foot was ready to step to me? There, how he squared up. I'll give him the chance to be stood still. And it worked. Yay. Again, don't get in the habit of chasing. Just putting some half hitches over this. And I did a couple so that the string's not so long. And I like this instead of what I used to do with the rope dragging behind them, because then they can kick like he kicked at fuss at this rope getting around his foot with the tarp attached to it. And they can be all wound up with the rope. And then they can rope burn themselves. This, which I showed in the video series with Remy, they kick it and fuss. It's just the tarp. The tarp will tear. These ropes aren't going to tear. It's going to tear the skin and give them a little rope burn. And I don't want that. So if he gets bothered and kicks that, the rope is short up there. The worst thing he'll do is wrap the tarp around his leg, but that's not going to rope burn him. It just will suck. Yeah. The right side, not as good as the left. And I'm allowing him to stop, but he's doing it with tension, so I'm just going to send him back up there. Say, good job learning to retreat yourself and slow down. Allie had a horse years ago now that it got its foot wrapped in a rope and got scared and drugged this thing and broke its leg, and she had to put it down. Very sad. We said, man, wish we had done this with that horse, because it could have learned just stop. When that horse got scared, it was a Mustang, so it has that much more nature to it. But if that horse could have got scared and just learned to stop, she could have helped it. And it wasn't attached to her. It wasn't something she set up. The horse just found a rope and pawed, and it was hooked to something in a bad spot. Just like a horse hanging a foot in fence and running and pulling. Okay. So we're licking and chewing. We're getting smoother in our feet, getting softer in our tail. We had the full canter lead, and notice when we came down to stop, it was da 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 da, not. Now, I'm allowing the horse to kind of work here because the horse isn't doing anything bad. I don't need it to keep going. I'm not meaning to be driving it, but it is feeling that and playing approach and retreat with itself and kind of realizing things are okay. So I'm just going, I see you working. Nice job. Like when the kids start doing the dishes, you don't scold the kids, even though they're going to leave the spaghetti sauce on there still a little bit. You just cheer for them. Teach them later, hey, if you use a little more soap and hotter water, you also get the spaghetti sauce off. You just show them that when you help them after. But if you tell them that too soon, they just feel defeated because they never can do anything right, so they quit trying. So here, I'm just cheering. Yeah, man, what a good horse. I'm doing that by being quiet. My mouth doesn't have to actually do anything for the horse to feel that. Okay, I just smile and think happy thoughts. You can fly, you can fly, you can fly. See, the head's dropping. So the horse is still going through its process. Yeah, we've maintained the trot a lot longer. Cool. So I'll make it harder to keep going by just getting a little bit shorter. I'll make it harder to keep going by getting a little bit shorter. Yeah? Guess you should have stopped sooner. Now I'd go back to forward to give him a chance to do it better. We'll go forward when I ask. Notice me quit. Horse got the picture. We kind of got stuck in a little forward loop there. So I just slowly made that hard. Now, what's next? Forward, then what? Backwards. You guys are so smart. Okay? So now, can I shoe this horse backwards? And what's going to end up happening is, I'm going to try to walk towards the camera so it shoes the horse away from the camera so you guys can see. It's going to put the tarp in front of the horse, which we already saw caused some worry. It puts it under the nose, and then it's coming at the horse. There, but see that last little startle? There was a big change there, and the horse went, wait a second. It blew around in front of him, and he went, hold on a second. I'm fine. Okay? What movie is that from? I'm not afraid. You hear that? I'm not afraid. Okay? Home Alone. Little boy's trying to psych himself up and say, I'm not afraid. And then what happens? The scary old man comes to the door, walks up to him, and he goes, ah, and runs back in the house. Okay? He was kidding himself. So this horse has kind of acted brave, and then, psych, still afraid. So let's see what happens if we walk forward. Do we squeeze with it at the fence? No, we didn't. Can we back? And have it drag in front of us? Yes, we can. Big licks and chews. And look at the difference in the lick and chew. The mouth, the tongue is coming way out. There, see us get our nose ready to tuck. Now, it's getting a little hard to tuck the nose because I'm going bump from underneath. Versus I could change that and have that bump the front of the nose there. See, and it shapes it up. Okay. Turn, have it be in front of you. Get it hung up in your legs. Have to tolerate accidents. It's a happy little accident. Okay? That was a happy little accident. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, happy little accidents. Has to just experience it. So this is different than confidence training. This is exposure training. Can I expose? Hi, I will pet you. Exposure training. Okay. Woo. Okay. Look at this. Aga! 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 Look. How about it? Go do that. You're not getting away from it. It's stuck to you. And make that behavior harder and harder and harder. Interrupt it. By the way, if I were you, I'd let me be weird. Right? So when I get all weird and act silly around my son, he just goes, Daddy. Oh, Daddy. Right? He's used to just, oh, Dad's being weird again. This is Uncle Jake for this horse. Ah, weird cowboy again. Learn to be at least tolerant. Yep. You do your job. Your job right now is forward. The rope has said forward. Be tolerant of this. This is just happening. There. See him trying to let that happen? He's trying really hard to go, it bothers me, but I'm trying to be a good boy. There. See, he's trying to yield and fit in the box I gave him, which is this length of rope with this happening. You move forward on this length of rope with this weird thing happening. There's a change. There's a change. Aga, aga. See, now he just got weird when he got settled when I got weirder. There. Now we'll go back this way. Make sure he can do it like that. Good. Can I shoo him back? Can I have him step and have it come around the front of him this way? Wrap around his legs? Yes, I can. Can I go back? Good. Can you turn? Can you let me be weird? Uncle Jake, you're a weirdo. Okay. This rope is pulling him forward. Yeah. There's curiosity, putting his nose on it. And he's not blocking it. He's actively pushing his nose thoughtfully and down to sniff it. That is a change from before. Aga! Walk. Nope. I know I can swing this rope around me without you attached, so you need to follow my swing. There. Aga! You're a walking horse. Walk. Walk. Let it slip. Well, let me be weird. Sorry. Gotta be tolerant of the weird human. What a goofball, that guy. There. Aga! Aga! Sight, sound, feel. I'm fluttering it. Sight of it and the sound of that's bothering him. No. Bump, bump on the nose. Nobody said faster. But see, I can do that now that he's learned how to tolerate and hear the conversational skills. I wouldn't have started with saying backwards till he chose it on his own. There. There, see him change his mind? Slowed himself down. Simon said walking. Aga! Aga! There we go. Aga! Great. Stopping is a great thing. There.